Previously on Jambareeqi Reviews, Jambareeqi was kidnapped by the evil demon known as Mortius, who forced him to review Frozen. After Jambareeqi expressed his dislike towards the film, Mortius got upset, but Jambareeqi convinced him to send him home. Unfortunately, Mortius cheekily sent Jambareeqi to a giant's castle on top of a beanstalk instead. What'll happen next on Jambareeqi's adventure?
I was not expecting that beanstalk to be so bloody high. Oh, flip. Where the feck am I? Fantastic Mr. Fox is the Roald Dahl book that I remember the most from my childhood. I used to listen to Fantastic Mr. Fox through an audiobook narrated by Lionel Jeffries, a British actor who is best known for playing the grandfather in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, a film scripted by Dahl himself. This audiobook was beautifully read by Jeffries, and I used to listen to it all the time, falling in love with Roald Dahl's wonderful writing on every listen. So, with all that being said, let's take a look at director Wes Anderson's stop-motion adaptation of Fantastic Mr. Fox. Fantastic Mr. Fox is about a reckless, talented and brave animal called Mr. Fox, who gave up hunting to become a family man. One day, Mr. Fox begins to miss his old career and starts stealing stock from 3 of the meanest farmers in the land, Boggis, Bunce and Bean. So begins a war between Mr. Fox and the farmers, which puts his family and the rest of the wild in danger. The talking animal characters in this film are notably humanised to uncanny valley levels. In a way, they're kind of both humans and wild animals, which may sound strange, but this actually plays a part in the film. First of all, it creates a comedic value for the film. It's really funny watching these characters act civilised and sensible one second, then wild and feral the next. How can you not laugh at a gentleman and his attorney snarling and baring their claws at each other? Second of all, this humanisation also lends to an interesting identity crisis for Mr. Fox, who has to adapt to civilised society, but he has the wants, needs and instincts of a wild animal. I like that the movie actually has a reason for humanising the animal characters to this degree. It's more than just a reason to give the audience a sense of familiarity, it's also a creative choice that gets explored and utilised for the benefit of the story. Director Wes Anderson is renowned for many distinct traits, and they're all over this movie, including very dry and witty writing. The dialogue in this film is incredibly natural, which lends some realism to the film, but it's also really funny dialogue thanks to some well-worded jokes, and each line is delivered with a soft nuance that makes the film very laid back. I'm going to give 5 points to the content of this film. Mr. Fox is a charming fast talker with many talents, but there's an edge to him at the same time. He's reckless and spontaneous, which are both positive and negative characteristics, depending on the situation. This combination of witty charm and a dangerous streak certainly gives him a spark of personality. Mrs. Fox is caring and kind, but she's also tough-spirited and honest. She isn't afraid to sincerely scold her husband, but at the same time, we know she loves him deep down. I believe that she has a very sweet and believable dynamic with Mr. Fox that's incredibly endearing. Mr. and Mrs. Fox's son, Ash, can be mardy, whiny and mean-spirited, which does make him difficult to like at times, but there's a reason for his bitter grumpiness. He's a hormonal teenager who wants to be respected as a man, but he feels like he's in competition with his more athletic and talented cousin. Plus, he is a wild animal deep down. So I can understand why he's going through these feelings, but there are occasions where I felt like he went too far. What about the villains Boggis, Bunce and Bean? Well, Boggis and Bunce don't get much characterization beyond their distinct body frames. It's Bean who is clearly the filmmaker's focus, which does make Boggis and Bunce seem less interesting, but Bean remains incredibly entertaining because he's so psychotic, violent and madly obsessed with killing Mr. Fox. I'm going to give 4 points to the characters in this film. I really like the look of this movie. It's presented with a lot of stylistic vision. There's plenty of clever visual cues to indicate things to the audience, there's a unique video game-esque style of cinematography that fits the survival aspect, and the stop-motion puppets are beautifully crafted from head to paw, with charismatic detail on every thread of fur and stitch of clothing. Interestingly, I actually had the honour of meeting McKinnon and Saunders, the puppeteers in charge of crafting the puppets for this film, a few years ago at an animation festival. The character animation is incredibly charming too. I love how the characters' fur shuffles as they move and talk, how animals goofily bare their teeth when grinning, how springy and bouncy characters look when they're being sneaky. There's a lovely energy and sharp precision to the character animation that fits the movie's laid-back, quirky tone and sense of humour. It's a really endearing quality that adds a unique visual identity to the film. Although, I will admit that the facial expressions on the characters, particularly the humans, can be slightly limited, which makes their faces a fair bit less expressive than they could have been. However, there's still a lot of craft and effort behind the animation. I'm going to give 4 points to the animation in this film. George Clooney's distinct Hollywood heartthrob persona definitely fits Mr. Fox's charm and wit. His suave voice is so ideal for the character.
We take the shortcut or the scenic route?
Let's take the shortcut.
Oh, but the scenic route is so much prettier.
Okay, let's take the scenic route.
Great. It's actually slightly quicker anyway.
Meryl Streep is both tough-spirited and tenacious as Mrs. Fox, but at the same time her voice is very soft-spoken.
I'm gonna lose my temper now.
When?
Right now.
Well, when?
12 fox years ago, you made a promise to me while we were caged inside that fox trap that if we survived, you would never steal another chicken, turkey, goose, duck, or squab, whatever they are. And I believed you. Why? Why did you lie to me?
Jason Schwartzman is effectively snappy and snarky as the hormonal Ash.
Do you mind if I slide my bedroll slightly out from under the train set? It's hard to sleep in that corkscrew position.
There's a lot of attitudes going on around here. Don't let me get one.
No, it's only just my spinal cord is getting...
Sleep wherever you want, man. Here, take my bed. I'll just, I'll crawl under the bookcase. Who cares if I get splinters in my ears?
Never mind.
Oh, you gonna pout about it? Because I've had it up to here with the sad house guest routine.
Michael Gambon is clearly having so much fun behind the microphone as the villainous Bean. He is immersing himself in the cartooniness of the character.
What are you singing, Petey?
Just making it up as I went along, really.
That's just weak songwriting. You wrote a bad song, Petey.
This film also has a really interesting cast of supporting actors too, including Wes Anderson movie regulars Bill Murray, Willem Dafoe and Owen Wilson, Simpsons writer Wallace Wolodarski, singer Jarvis Cocker, filmmaker Garth Jennings, and even Wes Anderson himself has a voice role. This varied cast adds loads of personality and flavour to the voices that we hear. I'm going to give 5 points to the voice acting in this film. There's something warm and nostalgic about the music for this film. Rhythmic country sounds, playful exotic guitar pieces, and retro jukebox tracks all help to add to the soft, laid-back tone of the film. It's interesting watching an animated movie that doesn't go for a traditional orchestral score and instead tries something different, something out of the box that not only suits the film but also sounds really lovely. I would honestly get a copy of the soundtrack for this film. It's that fun and enjoyable. It certainly has a very listenable quality to it. I'm going to give 5 points to the music of this film. Fantastic Mr. Fox is a charming and endearing movie about survival and identity. It's wonderfully crafted, beautifully voiced, and really laid back. It not only captures the spirit of the book, but it also expands it into a cinematic story. Fantastic Mr. Fox has gained a total of 23 points, which translates to 4.5 furry strawberries out of 5. And if you enjoyed such films as Watership Down or The Grand Budapest Hotel, then I think you'll love this movie. I've been Jambareeqi and I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, then I encourage you to like, subscribe and share.
Jambareeqi, I am the spirit of this forest and I come bearing the gift of treasure.
Oh, what? Treasure? Oh, that's so cool! Oh, wow!
This isn't what I was thinking of when you said you were gonna give me treasure.
Hey, summoning DVDs takes a lot of energy out of me. Be freaking grateful.
Oh, no, I really like it. I really appreciate it. It's nice. It's mwah. Yeah, it's good. Thank you.
Yeah, whatever. Enjoy the movie, you dick.
That was kind of weird. But, oh well. I guess that in the next episode of Jambareeqi Reviews, I'm going to be reviewing Treasure Planet. That's pretty cool. Anyway, I have no idea where I am. I've got nowhere to live. So, it's time that I go on a journey to find a home. Cheerio, folks.